welcome back to a new episode of Real Life Fisherman. We're out on the Sacramento River, Garcia Bend area, trying for some salmon. It's early, it's only July 29th today, so super early. I'm really just praying for a miracle here. My son, this will be his last fishing trip with me. He's only here for a month for the summer. We're trying to throw in a Hail Mary pass here, hoping we can get him a salmon. He hasn't caught a salmon this year, or ever actually, right Eric?
Nope, never caught a salmon. Working on it though.
Yeah, you've never caught a salmon. So we're trying for it. Hopefully the fish gods will smile on us and pop Eric's salmon cherry. Control the Brad's cut plugs a lot on this stretch of river. It's a lot of work with the rods, checking for bottom all the time. It's constantly walking back and forth, back and forth. You want to feel the bottom. Just let it tap like that. It's almost just like the halibut trolling in a way. The rig's just a little bit bigger, using large flashers. They're Dodgers, but you use like different color ones. I got the hot colored ones, of course, in the water right now. What you're looking for when I'm talking about these flashers, or you can call them a Dodger, but really they call them a flasher, is the ones with the agitator fin. That agitator fin right there, that makes this one you want to actually roll. Normally a Dodger dodges back and forth. This one you want to slow roll. This is what we're trolling. This is a Brad's cut plug. I have all the different colors, so I switch them up as the day goes, but pretty much I'm trolling the hotter colors in my opinion right now, which are the rotten banana and the hot lava. So if you're gonna buy one Brad's cut plug, buy the rotten banana color, which is, I have an older one right here. That's rotten banana. The only banana you want on your boat is that rotten one right there. It's a good idea to change out these hooks. These will bend. I've had salmon out here bend these straight and lost some nice fish because of it. So I've learned my lesson twice the hard way. So I've switched to running some Owner or Gamakatsu, much beefier trebles. These don't bend and they are super sharp. So yeah, you're trolling this. Pretty much run about a 3-foot leader from the flasher, and also about a 3-foot leader from your spreader or dropper, and you're going to troll about a 10 to a 12 ounce cannonball weight and about a foot to 18 inches on the dropper. That's basically the rig. Like I say, it's a good idea to run a line counter reel. I like this Akuma cold water reel, but you're always checking for bottom. It's a really busy day. Just check for bottom, check for bottom. If you're not on the bottom, pretty much you're not going to be catching as many fish or any fish. You want that weight skipping off the bottom, and you want the rod tip to basically pump once a second. So that's more what you're looking for. Find the speed that it's doing that. So it's just like 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. You want that rod tip to pump about once a second. If it starts going too fast, it's a mess. You want to check your lines periodically, make sure you don't have grass in your swivels. You basically want to swivel on every end, where it connects to your spreader, where it connects to the Dodger, where it leaves the Dodger, and you want to swivel on your hook there just after the cut plug. We're skipping bottom right now. There's reel up and kind of like that, and then I kind of let back till you feel it kiss the bottom. If you have to let more line out, you have to let more line out. Like that. Give it a crank and then put it in your rod holder. Again, these Scotty Orca rod holders are absolutely killer if you're a troller. They work great for everything, but especially for this kind of trolling, for salmon or halibut. When that salmon loads up on that thing, in a normal rod holder like this, it'll be a nightmare to try to wrestle up out of there sometimes. So it's real nice with these just to be able to pop it in and out. And you pretty much do that all day. What I try to do is just find a stretch of river that you think is going to be good for fishing, and just continue to troll that over and over and over. It'll get boring. It gets like you almost want to give up and go home sometimes, but just continue to troll that stretch of river. Just go down, pick yourself a couple of landmarks, one at the top of your troll and one at the bottom of your troll, and just do that over and over. Find a couple mile stretch of river and just do that over and over and over. That seems to be the way I have more success. I used to just troll down river, troll down river, troll down river, keep going on down and down and down until I ran across a fish And then once I did run across that fish, I would run back up maybe a half mile and try to troll back down through it. That works, but honestly, switching over to this method seems to pay off, and I think I catch more fish. Also, switching to the Brad's cut plug and the big flasher and with the agitator fin and all that, switching over to that a few years ago, and when it was still fairly new to this area. They've been doing it up in Washington and stuff, Oregon, for a long time. Kind of newer to the Northern California, Sacramento River, so some people still aren't sold on it. Silvertrons have always worked great, and I still troll Silvertrons, and they do catch plenty of fish. I just seem to have more success switching over to this Brad cut plug and flasher. I troll that a lot more often now. A lot of times I'll even troll a Silvertron straight out of the back and drag it a little bit further on back, and I still catch fish on it. But mostly it's the Brad's cut plug I troll now. That's pretty much it. Kind of with the technique, I'll go over with you what I do. I'll reel it in here in a little bit. We're almost to the bottom of our troll right now, our first troll. So we're gonna head back up, and then like say you drop your lines back in the water and do that stretch of river again. Do it on the left side, do it on the right side, do it in the center until you find some sort of pattern of where the fish like to run. It's all gonna depend. You can catch fish all across the river, especially when they're running. But early in this run, the water temperature is high. They're probably gonna be looking for deeper spots, deeper holes. So you'll try to target that path, you know. And if we have to, we may end up trying to jig or you know, back troll a quick fish or something today later on as it gets hotter. We'll see. Check it out. A little faster. So we're at the bottom of our troll. I'm gonna reel my stuff in, and I'll kind of show you when it gets closer to the boat what action we're looking for and what I think are the hotter setups. Yeah, I always run my clicker when I'm trolling, just so if I don't happen to hear a snag or you know, a fish on, it's a good indicator. So here's what we're trolling here. You can kind of see the setup. I'll pull it out of the water. We do have some leaves and stuff on it. Like I say, you want to check that and get those things off periodically. This one here actually has a light on that flasher, and it'll light up. It flashes underwater. It activates when those contacts get wet. But I don't know if you can see that. That's kind of the action we're looking for. That flasher is going just, you know, big old pump, a lot of flash in the water. And then that cut plug's getting kind of jerked around back there by it, and it's spinning around and flipping around too. Like that. That's exactly what you want it to look like right there. I like this color flasher, this chartreuse kind of color flasher with the foil and silver on it. I got this last year. When these get wet, that see if you can kind of see, there's a light that flashes in there. This one was pretty hot last year, this flasher for me. And then again, rotten banana. I like to do it at the beginning of every troll. I'll take this out. There's little rubber bands that come with these. These actually open up, and I put tuna inside there, canned tuna. I use the tuna in water just because it's less messy. There's also a scent pad that comes with them. I take that out because I run tuna, but I have them in my tackle box. And then if you want to just run the scent pad, you can also just, and I'll even add this to the tuna sometimes too, this bloody tuna from ProChip. You can put that inside there. What you're doing is just kind of taking your scent off of it, and also I think it just helps them bite harder. They just attack it. Anytime you're salmon fishing, if you're not aware, it's just you're trying to piss the fish off. Salmon are kind of an angry fish. What you're doing is this thing come by, and then this little thing comes by, and it just makes the salmon kind of angry, and it bites it out of anger. They're coming up river to spawn, so they're not really looking to eat anything. You're trying to piss it off basically and have it swipe at it and take a bite at it, trying to, you know, get out of my face kind of thing. That's what you're doing. So that's all you're looking for, is something that's going to make a salmon angry. Salmon angry fish, like I can be an angry fisherman. We'd get along The red colored flasher seems to be a pretty good producer of fish. Again, you want to have swivels. I mean, these come on the flasher, but you want a swivel here. You have a swivel on your spreader, but again, I don't always use a spreader. Sometimes I'll just use just a regular swivel with a bead and then a slider, and then run your dropper off of that slider. That works really good too. Just have these already set up because we went halibut fishing. I'm pretty sure this is the hot lava color they call this. They have so many different colors. I have a whole catalog from Brad's. Most of these are UV, which will kind of glow in the dark down there, deeper water. But yeah, you want to swivel everywhere. They come with a swivel there. You don't want any line twist. So that's another reason why you want to make sure you're not dragging the bottom. You want to be skipping the bottom, but not dragging the bottom. They say it's a whole lot of rig. When you bring this fish up, hopefully we'll catch one, and I'll show you why you want to have a nice long handled net, because that's a long way out. All right, we're gonna run back upriver. Okay, so we're at the top of our troll now, and I'm going to load this back up with some tuna here. Pretty simple, just stick it in. Just kind of fill that up. Not a crazy amount, and just close it up. Slide this little rubber band back on. Like that. I like to clean any tuna hanging off. It's ready to fish again. Like I say, it is a lot to put in the water, but drop it in like that. And then always check your action. Yep, looks pretty good. There we go. Might give this one maybe one more pass, maybe this pass or one more, and then I'll switch it up. Like anytime I'm trolling, I'll keep one rod out that I know has a hot setup, I know works, I know catches fish. Today that would be that one with the rotten banana and that chartreuse flasher. This one was good for me last year, but you know, there's a lot of other colors that Brad's makes. These ProChip flashers, so there's lots of different colors and combinations. So again, I like to keep my flashers kind of close to the colors of the lure or dodger anytime I'm trolling. But I'll switch up. I'll keep one rod, kind of like an experimental rod. I'll play around until I find something that works. And then I usually keep one out that I know works. I might change this one up. I'll give it another pass or two though. But I do that same thing with trout, salmon, halibut, even striper trolling. I'll have one out and I'll pretty much leave it on. I have the most confidence in whatever lure that may be, and I'll leave that one out pretty much all day unless I'm just like no action at all. But typically the way I do it, try not to drop it in right on a stick like that. That always sucks when you drop it in and it gets tangled up right off the bat. Looking pretty good. You want to troll rods that are pretty heavy to medium heavy type rods. This rod I've had now for a few years. I really like it, especially running these big trolling setups for salmon and the heavy cannonball weights. I mean, you're talking 10, 12, even up to 16 ounces sometimes. Same thing for halibut. This is a Phoenix Abyss 809. An 808 would work really good too. I'd like to get another setup almost identical to this one. That ugly stick tiger I run on the other side, that works really well too for a kind of a cheaper rod. It's never let me down. Those things have probably caught more big game fish than anything, those ugly stick tigers. And you can pick one up, you know, for 75, 80 bucks, as opposed to a couple $100 or so for a Phoenix. But these Phoenix rods are absolutely killer. That's what I run. didn't score any salmon today. I kind of didn't have too high of hopes. Like I say, it is early, it's still late July, so I knew it was gonna be like a Hail Mary kind of deal. But I was hoping, it was the last fishing trip with my son before he has to go home. I was hoping to get him a salmon. He's never caught one before, so we came out, we gave it a shot, but we're on our last pass here, and it don't look like we're gonna get anything. So, but got to shoot some video, kind of went over with you my the cut plug setup, the Brad's cut plug, and the big Pro Troll flasher and agitator fin, and kind of how I run that. Be doing plenty of salmon trips here pretty soon. It's gonna get hot come mid to late August all the way through probably October, November. I'll be hitting the salmon pretty hard. Probably have somebody new out with me almost every trip. Seems like salmon season, all your fishing buddies come out of the woodworks, and everybody wants to catch salmon. So it'll be pretty busy. There'll be a lot of boats out. It's always nice to try to get them early and then kind of be done with them for the year. But like I said, I try to take a lot of my buddies fishing for salmon. There's kind of nothing else like it. Catching a big river salmon is like trying to, you know, reel in a missile. If you learned something, if you have any questions about my Brad's cut plug setup, go ahead and, you know, leave me a comment and I'll get right back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching, and hope you like and subscribe.